Yo, what is good, people? Tony here with another Tony's Take. Alright, so for this video, I want to talk about how the Xbox One X will not help Xbox win holiday NPDs in 2017. I don't exactly know where I've said this. I'm pretty sure I said this on Throwdown. I may have done a Tony's Take on it, and I know I've talked about it on Twitter, but ever since last year, right around the time the Pro came out, I said next year, the Xbox One, well, excuse me, the Project Scorpio was going to help Xbox win November NPDs for 2017, right? And I stuck by that all the way up to E3 of this year, right? My main reason for that was like, hey, listen, people buy new hardware. This is new hardware, people are going to buy it, even if it is $500, right? But even at that point, I wasn't exactly sure how much it was going to cost. Even though I did do videos, you know, speculating, that it was probably going to cost between $500 even $700. I'm like, I still wasn't 100% sure. As a matter of fact, I even said probably the week beforehand, I was like, Microsoft could go crazy and release this shit at $400, right? So I wasn't 100% sure, but I stuck to my guns. I'm like, yo, this thing's gonna kill NPDs, right? Xbox One X, as it was revealed, you know, it gets revealed and stuff, and the response is very interesting, right? Despite the fact that the system is actually worth $500, right? You know, let's just face it, all the shit that's inside of it, that's a monster machine, you know. Like, granted, it's, you know, it's not exactly the beast everybody was promised, but it's a really impressive system, right? So I think it's worth $500. Certainly worth $500 compared to the fucking original Xbox One, which wasn't worth $500 at all. So you had the reveal, right? $500, and then, like, you know, the lineup of games. Then you come to find out the shit is actually very, very compromised. Thanks to the good work of Digital Foundry, they've shown that a lot of the games, at least the third-party games, are using checkerboard rendering, right? I find that funny because for a whole year, you had dudes shitting on fucking checkerboard rendering, right? What the PS4 Pro does, because they were like, oh, that's fake, that's fake, that's fake, that's not real 4K, you know? Now, these dudes are loving fucking checkerboard rendering. Ain't that about a bitch, right? So, you know, couple the okay, so if you combine the price, right, $500, the fact that the console is actually very compromised, right, and just the tepid response even from Xbox fans, it makes me go, I don't know if this shit's gonna actually, like, help Xbox, like, win NPDs in November, right? Like, okay, here's the thing. Obviously, when I'm talking about Xbox, I'm also talking about the Xbox One S, right? Microsoft, I'm gonna just say it, Microsoft is probably going to lower that console price to $200 during the holidays. They kind of did it last holiday too, unofficially, but I expect an official price drop this year, right, which could help move systems, which actually will help move systems. The thing is, Microsoft doesn't operate in a bubble, right? You got PlayStation, you know they're going to drop the price of the Slim to about $200 as well. If Microsoft drops the price of the S to $200, expect the Slim to be $200, right? And of course, you got the PlayStation 4 Pro. Right now, it's $400, but I believe during the holidays, Sony's gonna drop that price to $350, maybe even $300 if they're really fucking nuts. Then on top of that, you got all those bundles, right? Think about it like this, right? You don't think a Destiny 2 bundle that comes with a PlayStation 4 Pro is not gonna sell gangbusters? You know what I'm saying? Battlefront 2, fucking Call of Duty. You know, Sony, like, they have so many third-party marketing exclusives right now. They're gonna, if they bundle them, forget about it. You know, they're gonna move systems. You know, so while, you know, the Xbox could have lower price Xbox One S, I don't know, man. That's the onslaught they're gonna be facing with Sony. Then, of course, we gotta address the elephant in the room here, motherfucking Nintendo, right? Now, right now, the Switch is still highly popular. People still want it. Problem is, they can't find the shit because there's manufacturing issues. Now, you know, before all this happened, I specifically said, hey, Switch is going to suffer manufacturing issues because Nintendo loves the artificial scarcity, right? But basically what's going on is the scarcity that's going on right now is not exactly artificial. It's not actually Nintendo's fault. As weird as it is for me to say, it's actually Apple's fault. I'm not technical or anything like that, so I don't really know exactly what's going on, but basically the components that Apple uses for their iPhones and the components that Nintendo uses for the Switch, they're similar. I think it's with the screens, basically, right? So there's a shortage of whatever materials you need, right? You guys could let me know what the hell the materials are exactly, right? Okay, let's just say there's a limited stock of X materials, right? who do you think has first dibs, right? It ain't fucking Nintendo, it's Apple, right? Apple's the big dog here. So they kind of have like first rights to whatever materials they need for the iPhones, right? Which means that Nintendo has to kind of use whatever is left over for the Switch as components. And I believe it's a screen, but there's other stuff. I know Chris was talking about rare earths or whatever. There's a shortage of that, but there's like a series of events that are preventing the Switch, you know, from being manufactured as much as Nintendo would want, right? So that is keeping things back. However, and I'm saying this again, however, if Nintendo manages to overcome all this shit and they can actually produce enough Switches this holiday, it's fucking over. Sony and Microsoft are going to get slaughtered by Nintendo, right? What's coming out this fall? Mario Odyssey. I know some of you guys are probably listening going, what the fuck? Mario Odyssey, who gives a shit? You guys need to understand Mario is like the most popular video game character across the world. He's the Superman of video games. Everybody knows Mario, right? You got a new Mario game, and this one's looking like fire too, right? Mario Odyssey. You got a new Mario game with enough Switches, and you bundle them shits? Forget about it. Fucking Nintendo's gonna win this holiday, right? But again, if they can produce enough systems, right? If they can't, I'm gonna go with Sony on this one. Sony's gonna win, right? But if Nintendo produces enough Switch units, it's fucking done, you know? So yeah, the long and short of it is that Xbox, again, I really honestly believe that Xbox was gonna win at least November of 2017. I could be completely wrong. That's why I'm saying, you know, if I'm not saying anything definitively here, but Microsoft ain't winning this fucking NPD. I don't think they're winning holidays at all this year. You know, that fucking Scorpio, it still ain't that impressive. Let's just be honest. There's no, what exclusives are on this thing? Let's just be honest. What exclusives are on this thing? You got fucking Forza, right? And that's it. I'm pretty sure Microsoft probably has a couple other exclusives there, but that's the main one, right? There's no Gears. There's no Halo this year. There's no fucking Sea of Thieves ain't coming out this year. I think Cuphead's coming. I'm excited for it, but I don't think that's going to push consoles, you know? I guess Microsoft could patch a bunch of their older games, like Gears of War 4, to have, like, I was going to say 4K, but quote-unquote 4K, you know? But, yeah, Microsoft, game-wise, they don't really got nothing. The console's expensive in a lot of people's eyes. And, you know, Sony's going to kill it with the bundles. Nintendo has enough Switches. They're going to murder everybody. So, yeah, I don't see Xbox winning this year, folks. I really don't, man. But that's just my take on it, you know. I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, my name was Tony Polanco. Make sure to, you know, subscribe to this channel. Please hit like on this video. Hit unlike if you don't like it. But always comment. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Anyway, that was me once again. I'll see you next time. Later, people.